like to thank the Diversity Committee for asking me to be a guest speaker. Most of you know me by MA2 Gawroriski. My maiden name is Araseli Hernandez Garcia. So I'm not Polish, I'm Mexican. I'm 24 years old and I was 17 years old when I joined the Navy. I'm from San Jacinto, California, and my mother and my father are from Michoacan, Mexico. I have 3 siblings and I am the oldest. So a little bit about my childhood. I was raised in a traditional Mexican home where the women cook and clean and care for the family, and the men, they go out and they work and they make the big bucks. So the women don't work, and that's how I was raised. My first language was Spanish. I would go to school and learn English, and then I would come home and speak nothing but Spanish. So I'd come home with homework, and my mom, my dad couldn't help me, so that was very challenging for me. In our home, my dad was the boss. My dad was a very strict man, and he was set in his macho ways. As a little girl, I always wanted to go outside and play with my brothers, but I wasn't allowed to until my mom and I finished cooking. My dad even got me this like little stool so I could reach the stove to help my mom make tortillas. I always thought it was really unfair. I was my father's daughter. My dad taught me how to do everything. He taught me how to gut a chicken, fillet a fish, change the oil in the car, how to shoot a gun. Anything he was doing, like I was right there next to him. I always wanted to make my dad very proud of me. Before I knew it, I was in high school and I lost a relationship with my father. I'm sure everyone remembers senior year in high school where you're trying to figure out what you're going to do with the rest of your life. You're like, oh man, I have to figure it out now. Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to work at McDonald's forever? What am I going to do? My family was very low income, so for me, college was out of the question. I know it's not, but it is for us. It was just like out of reach for some reason. I don't know. It was just work. And like I said, I was working 3 jobs as a senior in high school, and I didn't want to work at McDonald's the rest of my life. I didn't. I had a choice. I could stay home and continue to be like everyone else in my family, get married, have a bunch of kids, marry some macho Mexican, or I could go somewhere and do something with my life. I could exceed expectations, and I was also in ROTC in high school. And it was the only thing I was really passionate about, and the only thing I was really good at. My ROTC instructor, Chief Aguiar, he mentored me the best that he could, and one day I guess I woke up and I decided I want to be a chief. I want to be just like him. Like, I loved him so much. He was a father figure to me, and I stepped in the Navy. I also wanted to do something to make my brothers proud of me and my little sister. They needed something to show them that you didn't just have to stay at home and work, and you could actually go out and do things and make something of yourself. So unfortunately, when I did decide to dive in, I was only 17, and I had to have my father's permission. That was a problem. I remember the first time I asked my dad to sign my papers, he laughed at me, and he said, no. He said, I'd understand if it was your brother, but no. The answer is no. So I begged and I begged and I begged, and I got mad at him, and our relationship wasn't good, and he finally said yes. He signed my papers, and I'll never forget how much he did not want to let me go. And I went to boot camp, I went to A school, and I went to my first command, and then I came home for the first time, and I'd never seen my dad so proud. It was kind of, I was happy, but I wasn't at the same time. It's like, oh, well, you don't want to let me go, but now you're really proud of me, so thanks. Last 6 years in the Navy, I've grown so much. I've exceeded expectations. I visited places I never even thought were possible, all due to the Navy. I've eaten lumpia, pho, finadeni, chicken kelaguen, sushi, curry, and so much more. I have the pleasure to work with people from different ethnic backgrounds and different cultures, and it still amazes me how different we all are. I just keep learning about everyone, as I go. So, the whole 6 years that I've been in the Navy, I've never once felt, or I've never been treated differently because I'm Hispanic. I've always felt at home. I've been lucky to have people that I trust and people that mentor me, and I feel really good, and I feel like I'm a part of the family that we have in the Navy. So I'm honored to be a part of our culturally diverse community in the Navy. And I'm going to end with a little joke. So, how many Mexicans does it take to screw in a light bulb? One. Okay, thank you so much.